Hello. Today it's about the Tesla coil inside the handle of our violet ray devices. We have two kind of windings here. The primary winding, which is at the surface and which you can see directly if you look at the coil. And we have the secondary winding, which is hidden by, let's say, isolation paper or something like this. The secondary winding is the difficult part because there are 16 layers of around 100 windings over each other, and there is a paper in between covering each layer from the other. So this is kind of a copper core, and it's a generator. So, and above this copper core of this 1600 windings, there is the primary winding, which only consists of between 6 and 8 windings around this core. It is thicker, the wire is thicker than of the secondary winding, and the wire is also enameled, so it is isolated. And so we have those two windings, secondary winding and primary winding. For the repair purpose, we have to know that the isolation of these secondary windings can be damaged. This is done by the heat. So if you have these devices too long in use, the wire will get hot, and if the isolation is bad or damaged, it will burn through, and therefore the wire inside can be damaged, and there is no more energy throughput to the top of the handle. So this is, if your handle really is defect, most of the cases there is a problem with the secondary winding, which is very sad because you have to unroll all the secondary winding, and this normally makes no sense. So if the secondary winding is damaged, I think that you need a new coil for your handle. So the primary winding also can be part of the problem, because if the isolation there is damaged, there could be the same effect. So, but this is something that you can measure easily. You contact your measuring device at the two ends of the primary winding, and then you see if there is an energy through flow or not. And also, normally the measuring device can show you a kind of frequency and a resistance for this primary winding. So this can be easily checked if this winding is working. For checking the secondary winding, this is a little bit more difficult. Normally you find under the first layer of the paper, you find the end of the secondary winding, which is a very, very thin cable. And this is the first point where you start your measuring. The secondary winding has another end which is somehow connected to the electrode keeper. So you check the coils for some metal parts. Normally there is a metal part at the end of this coil that is connecting the coil with the electrode keeper, and this is your second point for measuring the secondary coil. So you check those both ends of the secondary coil. You check it if there is an energy throughput or not. If there is an interruption in between, your Tesla coil will not work. So this is the critical problem that we can have, though the thin wire is damaged somewhere inside of this 16 layers. And normally we throw these coils away. Thank you. If there are any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me.